In a world that values consumption, we are often surrounded by messages telling us to buy more and own more. But is everything we spend money on truly enriching our lives, or are we just adding unnecessary clutter? Ancient Stoic philosophers believed in simplifying life, focusing on what is truly essential and rejecting what does not serve a meaningful purpose. Marcus Aurelius, for example, once advised very little is needed to make a happy life. Stoicism encourages us to carefully assess what we allow into our lives, asking ourselves whether these items genuinely bring value or are merely distractions. What if we were to take this same approach to our finances, choosing not to spend money on things that add no real meaning to our lives? Stoic principles teach us the power of self-control and contentment with what we already possess. Instead of constantly reaching for more, the Stoics believed in cultivating an inner wealth that no material possession could match. For them, true wealth lay in freedom from unnecessary desires, the ability to live fully within one's means, and the wisdom to differentiate between needs and wants. Seneca warned of the risks of overindulgence and advised that we should live according to nature, rather than be slaves to fleeting desires. By following this philosophy in our spending habits, we could gain not only financial stability, but also a sense of inner peace and freedom from the cycle of endless consumption. Have you ever asked yourself what you truly need versus what you're simply accustomed to buying? This approach isn't just about saving money, it's about making intentional choices that align with a life of purpose and clarity. Imagine the mental and emotional freedom that comes with saying no to excess and focusing only on what genuinely enriches your life. By adopting a Stoic perspective, we might find ourselves spending less on fleeting comforts and investing more in experiences, skills, or values that help us grow. In doing so, we not only cultivate financial prudence but also foster a mindset resilient to the pressures of materialism. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, like it and write your opinion through comments. After this introduction, let's go to the main topic and examine 6 bad habits in this. Never spend money on 5 things. Number 1. Status symbols. In Stoic philosophy, the idea of avoiding expenditures on status symbols is rooted in the belief that true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. A status symbol, whether a luxury car, designer clothing, or a high-end gadget, often represents more than just an item. It symbolizes the desire to be seen, respected, or envied. Stoicism, however, teaches that these desires are distractions from the pursuit of inner peace. According to Stoic thinkers like Epictetus, we should not base our worth on how others perceive us, as these judgments are beyond our control. The question then is this: do these status symbols truly add to our happiness, or do they simply feed an endless cycle of wanting and spending? Psychologically, status symbols play on our need for belonging and self-worth, which are valid human desires. However, Stoicism argues that we often confuse self-worth with possessions. In a society that emphasizes material wealth, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success is measured by what we own rather than who we are. Yet Stoic philosophy calls us to reflect: are we working towards self-improvement, or merely gathering symbols that will eventually fade in value or significance? This reflection can help us redirect energy and resources toward personal growth, skills, and relationships that last longer than the latest luxury trend. Consider someone who buys a high-end sports car to impress their peers. The initial thrill may be satisfying, but it can quickly wear off as the novelty fades and something else catches their eye. Stoicism encourages us to find joy in simplicity and self-discipline rather than chasing fleeting pleasures. To the Stoics, real wealth is found in developing virtue and character, qualities that external status symbols cannot provide. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor himself, reminded us to cherish what we are over what we have, for our internal traits outlast material possessions. Ultimately, by rejecting the allure of status symbols, we free ourselves from the constant pressure of keeping up appearances. This choice aligns with the Stoic idea of living a life of integrity, where our values are clear and not driven by societal pressures. The result is not just financial savings but also emotional peace, as we move away from the need for external validation and learn to find value in what truly matters: personal virtue, close relationships, and inner contentment. Number 2. Impulse buys. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-discipline, especially in resisting the urge for impulsive spending. Impulse buys are often small purchases that, at the moment, seem insignificant, perhaps a new gadget, clothing, or an enticing treat. However, the habit of making impulsive purchases can accumulate over time, leading to financial strain and clutter in our lives. Psychologically, impulsive buying is often an attempt to satisfy an immediate desire. Yet Stoicism encourages us to question these desires and reflect: does this purchase truly serve a meaningful purpose, or is it simply a fleeting craving? Impulse buying frequently stems from emotional responses. For example, we might buy something to feel better after a bad day, or because a discount makes us feel like we're getting a deal. Stoic philosophy, however, teaches that true contentment does not come from acquiring more things but from cultivating inner peace and control. Epictetus reminds us that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants by pausing to reflect before making purchases. We can identify whether we are truly acting out of necessity or merely reacting to a temporary emotion. Imagine standing in line at the checkout and being tempted by something unnecessary, an expensive snack or the latest phone accessory. In that moment, practicing Stoic mindfulness can be as simple as taking a breath and asking ourselves, is this necessary, or am I just filling a void? The more we practice restraint, the more we realize that many of these items add little to our lives. Over time, this habit leads to more financial freedom and a deeper sense of personal empowerment. By minimizing impulse buys, we cultivate a Stoic resilience that strengthens our focus on what truly matters. Instead of allowing ourselves to be swept up in momentary desires, we learn to act with purpose and intention, aligning our actions with our long-term values and goals. This approach not only saves money but also fosters a more grounded, content, and disciplined mindset that, according to Stoic philosophy, is key to lasting happiness. Number 3. Entertainment for escape. Entertainment can be a healthy part of life, offering relaxation and joy. However, Stoic philosophy warns against using entertainment as a means of escape, where it becomes a way to avoid facing real-life challenges or uncomfortable emotions. Watching endless hours of TV, playing games excessively, or constantly scrolling on social media can create a sense of detachment from reality. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our choices and ask, are we using entertainment to enrich our lives, or are we simply avoiding something we need to confront? Psychologically, escape-driven entertainment can be a temporary relief from stress or worry. But over time, it often leads to a cycle of avoidance and missed opportunities for growth. When we rely on entertainment to distract us from life's difficulties, we might overlook the potential for resilience that Stoic philosophy encourages. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to turn obstacles into our advantage, suggesting that challenges should be faced and learned from, not avoided. While entertainment is enjoyable in moderation, excessive reliance on it can lead us away from the self-awareness and resilience that Stoicism promotes. Consider someone who, after a long day, spends hours on social media, not because it brings joy, but because it's an easy distraction from their problems. Stoicism would encourage this person to address what they're avoiding, perhaps through journaling, meditation, or discussing their issues with a friend. While it might feel uncomfortable initially, this practice of confronting challenges strengthens mental resilience and fosters personal growth, which is far more valuable than temporary relief. By recognizing when entertainment becomes an escape, we can reclaim our time and focus on activities that align with our personal values. This approach does not mean rejecting entertainment altogether, but using it thoughtfully. In doing so, we follow the Stoic path of self-awareness and intentional living, where every action is considered and aligned with our pursuit of wisdom, character, and a fulfilling life. Number 4. Luxury vacations. Stoicism teaches us to find contentment in simplicity and moderation, emphasizing inner peace over external indulgences. Luxury vacations, with their promise of exclusive experiences and opulence, often represent an attempt to escape daily life or feel fulfilled through external means. Stoic philosophy, however, suggests that true happiness is not found in extravagant destinations, but in cultivating a balanced mind. Instead of seeking luxury vacations as a way to feel alive or recharge, we might ask ourselves, are we truly satisfied with our everyday life? Or are we using luxury travel as a temporary fix for deeper dissatisfaction? From a psychological perspective, luxury vacations can provide momentary pleasure, yet they often do not yield lasting fulfillment. Research shows that while people initially feel excited about luxurious trips, the happiness boost is often temporary and fades shortly after returning to daily life. Stoics like Epictetus would argue that if our sense of contentment depends on an external experience, it is fragile and fleeting. Instead of lavish travel, Stoicism advocates for finding joy in small, everyday moments and seeing beauty in what surrounds us, cultivating a mindset that doesn't rely on geographical escape for happiness. For example, consider someone who spends a small fortune on a private island getaway, only to feel unsatisfied soon after returning home. According to Stoic philosophy, they would benefit more from learning to appreciate life's simplicity and embracing gratitude for ordinary experiences. This shift in mindset allows one to be at peace wherever they are, seeing beauty and value in their immediate surroundings rather than needing to escape to far-flung destinations. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the idea that one's mind can be as tranquil at home as in any exotic location, underscoring the Stoic ideal of inner peace. Ultimately, by not spending on luxury vacations, we align ourselves with Stoic values of moderation, self-control, and appreciation for the present moment. Choosing simpler, more mindful travel experiences can lead to genuine contentment, free from the high costs and transience of luxurious escapes. This approach nurtures a mindset that finds peace and fulfillment in the present, strengthening our resilience and making us less reliant on extravagant escapes for happiness. Number 5. Extravagant celebrations. Extravagant celebrations, whether lavish weddings, opulent birthday parties, or elaborate holiday gatherings, are often seen as milestones of success. However, from a Stoic perspective, these events can easily become exercises in excess, focusing more on outward appearance than meaningful connections. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on whether such celebrations genuinely add value or are merely attempts to impress others. We might ask ourselves, are we celebrating because it brings us closer to loved ones, or because it aligns with societal expectations and a desire to display status? Psychologically, extravagant celebrations may provide a temporary sense of joy or achievement, but they can also place unnecessary pressure and lead to financial strain. The Stoic idea of living in accordance with nature advises us to avoid excess and embrace simplicity. Epictetus reminds us that our happiness should not depend on external circumstances, and extravagant celebrations, by their nature, create dependencies on decorations, venues, and the approval of others. A simpler, heartfelt gathering might foster a more authentic sense of joy without the distractions of luxury. For example, consider someone who hosts an extravagant wedding to impress family and friends, but finds themselves stressed and in debt afterward. According to Stoicism, they would have been wiser to prioritize meaningful experiences and connection over outward display. A Stoic approach would suggest focusing on the essence of the celebration rather than its trappings, valuing quality time and genuine moments with loved ones over expensive decor and high-cost venues. This perspective promotes a deeper sense of contentment and aligns with Stoic virtues like moderation and mindfulness. By choosing to forgo extravagant celebrations, we practice the Stoic principle of self-control, valuing authentic relationships over appearances. This mindset encourages us to celebrate life's moments in a way that aligns with our values, rather than being swayed by societal expectations or the pursuit of praise. In doing so, we create celebrations that leave lasting memories and strengthen our bonds, free from the unnecessary distractions and stress of extravagance. I hope these Stoic teachings are useful and effective for you. My goal is to make your life better and more enjoyable. I will accompany you in this interesting and meaningful magazine.